Hey there everybody, it's Mark Crowley. I'm back with another How to Draw video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw 3 different facial expressions on the same character. Now, lately I've seen a lot of comments, people saying, how come you always draw girls? It's only girls, you never draw guys. What's up with that? So today I am going to be drawing a guy. No, thank you, really, it's nothing. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to draw this first character here. We're going to zoom in on the face. We're going to be drawing an expression of what I call intensity. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so we're in close now. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the eyes. And I should say just at the outset of this video that I don't mean to say that this is the way, that you always hear me say that. This is not the way, this is just a way. I had to settle on one character, and those of you who know my work, you're going to understand that this is Brody from my graphic novel series, Brody's Ghost. So, I just want you to understand that I don't mean for you to always draw your characters looking like my characters. What I'm trying to do is give you some general tips on what aspects of the face change as the emotions change. So this is not going to be so much like, hey, put this line here and then put this line here and, draw these eyes exactly the way I'm drawing them. No. But hopefully some of the things that I teach you about in this video you can carry over to drawings of your own character. So, like I said, this is this expression that I call one of just intensity. It's not really anger. It's more like the character is saying something that they want to put some weight behind. They're serious about it, right? They're maybe declaring that they won't back down. You know what I'm talking about, that kind of thing. So notice where I'm putting the iris of each eye. It's kind of resting upon the upper eyelid. And there's a certain amount of space between the iris and the lower eyelid. Now, you don't really see, it's sort of always interesting to me to the degree to which the eyebrows convey almost all of the emotions. You don't see much intensity in this expression right now, but as we add eyebrows, and watch how close the eyebrows are to the upper eyelash line there. Now, I'm not giving this super angry sort of hyper-diagonal line here. It's just a little subtle kind of a diagonal tilt, and that's enough to give him this look of seriousness, this kind of, I won't back down, get out of my face kind of a look. Everyone's like, Mark, have you been drinking a lot of coffee or Mountain Dew or something before you sit down to make these videos? People, no, this is all natural. That's what makes it even scarier. So I'm going ahead and adding a few extra lines. This kind of stuff is personal preference. This line here is for like the bridge of the nose, and the way I draw Brody has certain distinct features to it. But I think basically the eyebrows and where the irises are in the eyes, you can move that to another character and get the same kind of an effect. Now, the nose, generally speaking, does not tend to play a big role in emotion, so I'm just dropping that in there and kind of moving on. The mouth, again, this could, depending on whether your character is talking or shouting, or you may change the shape and size of the mouth accordingly. But basically, here you can see between the eyes, the eyebrows, and maybe just a little bit the mouth, we are conveying this look of intensity that I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and kick it into time-lapse to finish off at least this detailed section of the face, and then we'll move on to the next expression. Alright, so there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and add a few more touch-ups to this, and by the end of the lesson we will do the full shading and so forth to finish off all 3 of these drawings. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to that next one and see what we can learn about drawing a look of surprise. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the wide open eyes of shocked and surprised Brody. I tend to go a little bit exaggerated when I want my character to look really shocked. Eyes only open so wide in real life, but, we're not trying to do photorealism here. We're telling a story, and I think to intensify the drama, I like to really do that wide, open-eyed look total surprise. And so I'm going to be showing that. But if this seems too over the top to you, go ahead and, when you draw your own character, you make the eyes not getting quite so bugged out. But anyway, I've created the sort of upper and lower eyelashes here. The thing that's really quite exaggerated is that the irises actually sort of shrink in this drawing and become smaller than they were in the previous drawing, which is kind of crazy. I mean, everyone knows the iris itself. The iris itself does not actually shrink. It may dilate, or the pupil may dilate. But anyway, we are able to sort of bend the laws of reality so as to create the effects we want to here. But everyone knows that when you get surprised, your eyebrows raise. You raise your eyebrows. They rise. You make your eyebrows go up, I think is what I'm trying to say here, people. And that is another thing that I'm exaggerating. I'm pretty sure eyebrows don't go quite this high up on the head. But again, it all adds to that effect of that sort of stunned surprise. Especially I'm going to pull this one out at a key moment, a revelation of some shocking new discovery, which seems to happen once every 3 pages in Brody's Ghost. I must be afraid that I'm going to lose the interest of the reader if there isn't some surprising revelation on almost every page. But here's the next part. Here I told you how the mouth can sometimes come into play. Indeed, when I do a look of surprise, I make the mouth smaller from side to side. And if I were going total cartoon land, I would even have it shrink way down to like a little O, and that would add to that effect of like, I can't believe that. We always talk about someone's jaw hitting the floor. I find that when you try to actually draw that in a character like this, this wide opened mouth thing, that to me looks a little bit ridiculous. So I never go quite that far. I tend to do more of this sort of small, puckered mouth. So that's basically it. You got the eyebrows raised, you got the open eyes. I didn't add the pupils here. Let's go ahead and do that. Some people, they watch my videos and they're like, you didn't add the pupils. I was waiting the whole time, man. Oh, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. So let's go ahead and kick it into time-lapse. I'm going to add some final line work here, and then we'll be back for a few more words at the end of it. All right, so you see kind of the final look of that as I add some shading to it, and I have to be very careful with the way I outline these eyes. Sometimes it does sort of look like he's wearing mascara, which could be a good thing. He could look kind of goth or emo. So I got to get this other ear in here. That's another thing that people have said. You didn't draw the ear on the second one, man. That's it. I am unsubscribing. I've had it with you. I think that's probably enough for this one. Let's go ahead and move on. Oh, I was going to say one last thing. I'm interrupting myself. The idea of the eyebrows, sometimes people will draw the eyebrows straight through the hair, right? I didn't do that this time. I decided to have the eyebrows kind of, as they would be in real life, kind of concealed by the hair. But you can sort of choose your own preference on that. Some people will have the line. You'll see that in manga quite frequently. The line goes straight through there. So make your choice on that one. And let's go ahead and move on to the last one. It's going to be a look of concern or regret. Kind of a hard one to pin down, but let's go ahead and move on to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, as always, start with the eyes. Not that you always have to, but it feels natural to me. This time you're going to see a little more of the upper eyelid than you did in the other ones. But the iris, when we get to it, you'll find rests again against the upper eyelash. Let's go ahead. The eyes are not quite so wide open in this expression, and as I said, it's a little hard to explain, to put a label on this expression. When we get done with it, you'll see what I mean, that it's a look of maybe slight sadness, concern, regret. I sort of describe it as being, the person has let their guard down emotionally a little bit. So when you get to a scene, dialogue scene where the character has to Oh, it's not like they're breaking down into tears or anything, but they're sort of opening up a little, and you just see a little hint of sadness. Now, watch the eyebrows here. This is crucial. Like I said, eyebrows are the key to so many emotions. It's this slight tilt, it's going pretty much horizontally, and then you get to the middle, and there's just the faintest hint of it curving upward. It's amazing how much that changes. If you watched, as I drew those lines, just that little thing there, that little tilt there, that really gives you that look of becoming fragile a little bit emotionally. And so, yeah, this could help you out a lot in doing scenes like that, where someone is opening up a little, or, again, sort of becoming apologetic, maybe, about something. I'm going to go ahead and add the pupils, and this does not change. If you compare it to that first look of intensity, the actual way that I'm drawing the pupils is more or less the same. The nose, poor nose, it never really comes into play in these emotional scenes. That's why I think my theory as to why you never see the nose in chibi drawings is that chibi drawings are all about emotion, and you don't need it. The nose almost never comes into play. So let's go ahead and finish this one off again. I suppose I could say one little quick thing about the mouth here. I've made it a little smaller, a little more timid looking. I don't think you'd want, with this kind of an expression, to have a really big, wide open mouth. Those things just would not really go together. You could try it. Give it a try. Let me know how it works for you. So let's go ahead and do the final line work on this, and we'll be back to kind of tie things up. Alright, well that pretty much does it. I'm going to go ahead and pull back so that we see all three faces. We can kind of compare the different features and see how it still looks like the same character, hopefully, just with different facial expressions. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, there you have it, the three different facial expressions there. If you liked this video, please let me know. Maybe I can do another extension of it showing various other facial expressions. But I want to do something very special right now. Give a little shout out to my good friend Evan Burse of Cartoon Block. This man flew all the way from California to Michigan in order to interview me. And he did these videos, 3 different videos interviewing me, put them up on his YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/cartoonblock. And in fact, I want to show you a sample of what his instructional drawing videos are like. And we're going to go ahead and just clip it in here with a little bit of music. Let you see what it is that he does over there on his channel. All right, well, there you see, Evan has loads of talent. He makes great videos, and he is a very nice guy, so please check out his channel. Go ahead and click the link. I'm going to put one right here. And also a link not only to his channel, but to the video, directly to the video in which he interviews me. If you have ever wondered, what does Mark Crilly look like? Well, go ahead and look at that interview video. You will see exactly what I look like. And not just my hand, which you have seen a million times and are probably sick and tired of. But let's go ahead and thank anyone who has bought my manga series, Miki Falls. 4 books in that series. Greatly appreciate you ordering that book from Amazon or wherever you can find it. Brody's Ghost, the new Scholastic edition at book fairs across the country. Many thanks to anyone who looks into seeing if their school book fair is going to have it. I greatly appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate you subscribing, leaving comments, supporting me in all the different ways that you do. But for now, let's sign off. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back with another one real soon.